Hey guys, Carl's Review here and welcome back to another review. Now today we're reviewing Cal Weathers, as you can see here. Basically, as you guys know, I'm not doing the voting anymore, so this is the first car I've chose, apart from Jackson Storm where you guys haven't voted. But like I said, you can do birthday requests and just any request really for a car that you want me to review, so make sure you still go do that. But yeah, here's Cal Weathers. We're going to review him today. He is number 42, and there's been lots of controversy about whether his name is Hank Weathers or Cal Weathers, or whether he's his king's son or nephew. Now I can tell you for a fact his name is Cal Weathers, although it does say Hank on here, but in the car, in the like 11 packs and stuff like that, it does say Cal Weathers on it. But the single and the one in the double pack does say Hank. Like if I get my one I got in the single real quick, yeah, it does actually. This is my one I got in the single, which also says Hank on it as well. I'm actually glad I got another one with Bobby Swift, because as you can see, mine had a little bit of damage onto the grille there and just didn't look very good. But yeah, his name is actually Cal Weathers. If I just focus this again, and he is the king's nephew. It's not 100% confirmed, but it's more towards that way than being his son. I'm a little disappointed. I hoped it would have been his son, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just happy to see King back in the film again. But yeah, let's start off. He's number 42, which is the number just below King, which I suppose maybe made people think it was his son. He races for Dynaco, obviously. Now there are a couple differences to this logo, like it's more red now, it used to be a bit more orangey and stuff like that, but not massive differences over the years. He's got a nice, pretty happy, pretty smug, cool expression on himself, because obviously before, when the next gen races, it was him, Bobby Swift and McQueen at the front all the time, so you'd be pretty happy about that. Obviously, as his working lights, it's number 42. He's got his grille. Now this is actually one of my favourite body shapes. I really love them all, but this is probably like maybe first or second favourite. So it's really hard to choose, but it's a really nice, the most realistic looking body shape. You've got the light year over the tyres, which I'm pretty sure most of the cars have. I know in Cars 1 it was only Dale Earnhardt Jr. that had that, but I'm glad they're doing it for most of them now. He's got his wheels, which are really cool. They're like slightly different. We've never seen them sort of wheels before. They're the same sort of style, but the way the holes are on that just looks a bit different. He has his secondary sponsors, pretty much the same as... Oh, who was it? I'm trying to think. Well, pretty much the same as McQueen and most racers like that. Got a new Piston Cup logo, RPM, Nitro. They all look pretty much the same to Cars 1, to be honest. Apart from Vitalin looks a bit different. Maybe RPM, and obviously definitely the Piston Cup logo. We got Hank Weathers up there, even though it's Cal Weathers. Hopefully I'll be able to get one that says Cal Weathers just to fix that issue. We have the red arrow where the pitties lift them up, like I said, with Daniel Suarez in the video I did yesterday, so if you haven't seen that, then go check it out. The base, like I was saying also with Daniel Suarez, they're a lot more detailed on the bottom. You'll hear me say this over and over again, but these guys are a lot more detailed than the next gen racers, with his exhaust, differential, the drive line, transmission, all that sort of stuff. But we have the codes, which don't pop out too much, but I'd rather they weren't there. We've got the Dynaco logo on the back with the fuel cap. We've got the window there with the 3 slots for it, also Dynaco. Number 42 and big at the top with the 2 roof flaps. And on the back we actually have what Side Will Shine had in the first one, which is the camera, or well, I'm pretty sure it's the camera, but no other car had it, and even Side Will Shine didn't have it as a feature on the diecast, so I'm glad they've done that again. And obviously we've got the 42 there, the same as Brickyardly and most of the other cars. I really do like that being there. I think that looks really cool and really realistic. You got his spoiler pins, which keep spoiler attached. Dynaco again, and just pretty much the same on the other side. So his appearances in the film obviously will be probably more near to the beginning of the film, when he's racing with McQueen and Bobby Swift, and he's winning races. Because there's the scene we saw where you see his hauler drive off and McQueen looks a bit upset, so I think he probably says to McQueen he'll retire in the film, which obviously means he does have a voice actor, which is Kyle Petty, which is Richard Petty, who drove number 43 in real life and who voices King. He's his son, in real life, which is another reason people might have thought he was his Carol Weathers was his son. But yeah, so Carol Weathers is actually voiced by Richard Petty's son Kyle Petty, but obviously he's playing his nephew in this. I've actually lost my train of thought, but yeah. So he's obviously going to get overtaken by the next gen racers. We know that Dinoco Cruz Ramirez will replace him. So it will be sad not seeing him at the end of the film, but because he looks like a really happy, nice character. But I suppose, you know, the next gen racers that are coming, I suppose these guys are getting retiring, and that, as Natalie says in the trailer. So he'll probably be in a little bit of the film. I don't think he'll be in masses of the film, but enough to have a speaking part. So that's cool. I like it when cars have a speaking part. So I know obviously we're getting his hauler, and it'd be cool if we got his pitties as well. That would actually be really cool. But yeah, as for his releases thus far, we've had him in a single. Obviously, the one I got here. We've had him with Bobby Swift, which I'm yet to review, but maybe might do him next. I'm not too sure. And we've also had him in the Desert Race 11 pack, and that is it so far, because it is very, very early days for the Cars 3 diecast, but I was lucky enough to get them about 2 weeks early, and then got all my other ones a little bit after. But yeah, literally the only one I need, like I've said, is the Pizza Planet truck and the Super Chase. So I haven't done too bad for the first wave, but they've just been easy to find, luckily. So yeah, that's about it for Carol Weathers. Make sure to subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Tell me what car you want me to review and when. And make sure to subscribe, like the video, all that. And I'll see you in the next review.